Welcome back to Old War Stories with Uncle Jay. This one is entitled Smoking and Burning. What does this have to do with? Well, here's the story. I was in elementary school. I don't remember exactly when it was. I'm going to say second grade. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice after telling all these stories. We're going to say second grade. 1986 to 7. It was weather outside that day. I don't know if it was snowing, if it was raining or something, but they would take us out at lunchtime or recess, if that's what they called it in your school, to it was elementary school, so we had a playground, there was a field, and there was a blacktop area, and you could play there, and you would do whatever kids did at lunchtime or recess back in the day. Nobody had phones, so you didn't play with any of that shit. So we had to make up our own games and do our own stuff and things like that. But this day, there was bad weather, and we couldn't go outside. But they needed to get us out of the cafeteria where we ate, because I don't know why, but they had to do something for us. So they took us into the gym. The gym was unoccupied during the lunch periods. There were 2 of them. And they had a film projector that played actual film. I think it was 16 millimeter film, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, probably 16. That was common. So they had a film projector, and that was kind of odd because we had TVs. These TVs were Sharp Linytron, Linytron TVs. They were cable ready, had a keypad on them with your numeric keys, so you could actually type in the channel you wanted. Ooh, when's the last time you saw a TV with that? Yeah, you got your remote, but this was on the TV. And it had a red display that would light up, that would show the channel it was on. That was channel 3 because it was hooked to a VCR. Or one time an antenna. And that was wheeled into particular classrooms, and they could show us videos. It was not often that we saw them, because most of the audio-visual stuff we had were film strips, which were film that went into a projector, but it was not motion picture. It was a strip of film with one picture after another, totally different usually from the one before it. And oftentimes there was a soundtrack that went along with that had a beep in it that would play, whether it was on record or later on cassette tape. And they made projectors that would automatically advance. See, back in the old days, when I was around, they would hire a kid to sit at the projector and turn it to the next frame when you'd hear the tone. But the later projectors, you didn't need that, because they had the tape player built in and could listen for this tone and would somehow recognize it and automatically advance the film to the next picture. But this was actual motion picture film that we saw in the gym. They set all of that up, and they played, of all things, a Mighty Mouse cartoon. Not Mickey Mouse, Mighty Mouse. Remember Mighty Mouse? If you're from the 80s, you remember Mighty Mouse. And how they had this on 16mm film is beyond me. Why they had it is beyond me. And why they decided to play it was beyond me. But the film was playing, and it was playing fine. And I'm watching it, and I don't know what it is. I was never that fond of the show. I'd watch it, but I would lose interest in it. I don't know, and I just kind of sit there and wait for it to be over. It was just a show that was on. They used to show it on Nickelodeon when I was a kid, a little later on. It was, I don't know, I just got this kind of not so great feeling watching it. I don't know how to really explain it. The film is playing, the cartoon is going on, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the sound, which was recorded on the film, went a little screwy for a second. Like it was going, and then it went like a little too fast, and then a little too slow. And it played, and maybe another minute went by, and then you got more audio distortion, but now the picture was getting distorted as well. The picture would go, and you get that like flickering jumping effect in there really fast. And the sound started getting more and more screwed up, but it kept playing. And it was playing, and every now and again, and the picture would go crazy, and the sound would go crazy. And then it started slowing down. And it was like a record, if anybody remembers them, that you shut the turntable motor off and it goes. And that's kind of what happened until it finally landed on one still image of Mighty Mouse. And then the center of it turned brown and it came out like that, and smoke started coming out of the projector. And somebody ran in quick and turned it off. And I got scared the fuck out of my mind because I had never seen anything like that. I will never, ever forget seeing the picture from the center to the outside, like turn all brown and burnt and shit. It scared the fuck out of me. Remember, I was in the 2nd grade. So I was, I don't know, 8 or 9, we'll say 8, something like that, maybe 7 or 8 even. I was a young kid, and it scared the fuck out of me to see that. Ooh. Oh. Needless to say, that was the end of Mighty Mouse for that adventure. They never did play another Mighty Mouse cartoon, and I don't think I actually saw another motion picture film until I was in middle school. And then I became a little more interested in film. I'm not really interested in it. I'm more interested in the fact that, because I'm recording this video, it's all digital today, and it's on the computer and YouTube and all this stuff like that. And as far as film smoking and burning and that can't happen with digital video. The file can get corrupt, frames can be dropped within the video editor, and all sorts of stuff like that, so it has its own host of problems. But when I finish with this video and go to edit it, and I take the card out of the camera and put it in the computer, I'm not holding the data. I'm holding the data, but it's digital, and it doesn't mean anything to me. Motion picture film, you can actually hold the film and see the images in it and look at it in the light. And you could watch somebody fall down as the frames go by. And you can actually hold and manipulate the media in your hands, which is something you can't change it really. You can fuck it up is what you can do. You can cut it manually with a razor blade and cement it back together, which of course was done, and that was early video editing. But you can actually hold the physical media in your hand, and that's, I don't know, it's weird to be able to actually hold the data that's there. It's freaky shit. Can't do that with digital. Film is awesome, but totally weird stuff at the same time. That is another old war story for another day. That's going to wrap this one up. I will never forget seeing Mighty Mouse fucking burn up. Oh, man. I guess he didn't get the villain in that episode. Har, har, har. With that bad joke, my time is up. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you click like. Make sure you click subscribe. And take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.